I want to talk to the creator who is doing everything right now. You are consistent, you're showing up, your content is genuinely good. I mean, people tell you so, the comments say so, the saves, the shares, everything says so. Your following is growing, slowly maybe, but it is moving. You are putting hours that most people talk about but never actually log. And you're not making money. Not the kind that matters, not the kind that makes you think, this is real, this is working, I can actually build a life from this. Maybe a small brand deal here and there, a few sales where you remember to post the link, but nothing that feels like a system, nothing that feels like a momentum, nothing that feels like the income you know this level of work and this level of audience should be producing. And you are afraid to ask these questions, you are afraid to ask it out loud. Is this ever going to work? I'm going to ask another question to you today. Not with motivation, of course, and not with a speech about believing in yourself and all of those jamborees. Because the reason your content is not converting to income is almost never the reason you think it is. And once you see the real reason, you will not be able to unsee it. The gap between content and income is not a talent gap or creativity gap or a large following gap or a timing gap. It is a bridge gap. You have been building an audience on one side of a river and leaving the income on the other. And no one told you that you have to build the bridge yourself. You have to. Today, I'm going to give you the blueprint to build that bridge in order to connect the audience to the income. First off, this is an uncomfortable truth about the creator economy that no one puts in their thumbnail, and I really want to talk about it. Content is not a business. Content is marketing. It is the most powerful, most scalable, most relationship-building form of marketing that has ever existed. But it is still marketing. And marketing by itself generates attention, but it does not generate income. Income requires something else entirely. Income requires an offer. And many creators, even experienced ones, even ones with substantial audiences, either don't have a clear offer, have an offer that is buried 3 clicks deep where no one can find it, or they have an offer that is completely disconnected from the content that the audience actually came for. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. A creator builds an audience around personal finance, for instance. They post consistently, their content is practical, relatable, genuinely useful, and they have 40,000 followers who trust them, and the income from that audience, almost nothing. Because when someone finishes watching their video, there's nowhere to go. No offer, no next step, no pathway from I found this useful to I want to pay this person for more. Compare that to a creator with just 8,000 followers who has built a focused email list, sells a $20 course, and runs monthly office hours for a small paid community. That creator is earning more from 8,000 people than the first creator earns from 40,000. The difference is not about audience size in any way. The difference is structure, system, architecture. One creator builds a platform, the other builds a business. And until you understand the distinction, until you see that audience building and business building are related but two entirely separate activities that require entirely separate strategies, you keep doing one and wondering why the other is not happening. The monetization mistake that keeps creator broke. I need to name the mistake clearly because it is so common and so costly that I see it everywhere. In small creators, in mid-sized creators, in people who have been doing this for years and are still not earning what their work is worth, what your work deserves. The mistake is this: waiting until you are big enough to monetize. It sounds responsible, right? I used to sound like that. It sounds patient, it sounds like humble, not greedy approach of someone who is in this for the right reasons. It is in practice a catastrophic strategy error. Let me explain why. When you wait to monetize, you train your audience slowly, invisibly, irreversibly to receive from you for free. You build a relationship that is entirely one-directional. You give, they consume. Nothing exchanges hands. And the longer that relationship runs without a commercial dimension, the harder it becomes to introduce one. And this is not because your audience is exploitative, but because you have defined the terms of the relationship yourself, and that terms have no transaction in them. You can see it, right? The creators who earn consistently, predictably, sustainably from their content, they introduce the commercial relationship early. Not aggressively, not transactionally, but present. The audience knows from the beginning that this creator makes things worth paying for, offers services worth hiring for, has knowledge worth buying access to. The commercial dimension is part of the identity from the very beginning. And then there's something else, something even more important. Monetizing early gives you feedback, real, unambiguous, honest feedback about whether what you're offering has genuine value in the market, not likes, not comments, not this is so helpful, but money. Because money is the only signal that cannot be faked, cannot be generated by an algorithm, cannot be gifted by a supportive friend, just like that. When someone pays you, they are telling you with the most honest instruments available that what you made was worth something to them. That feedback shapes better content, sharper offers, and a clearer brand faster than any amount of analytics ever will. Stop waiting to be big enough. Start building the bridge now. The 5 bridges from content income. There are 5 bridges. You do not need all 5 immediately. You need to understand all 5 so you can choose the ones that fit your stage, your audience, and the kind of business that you're building. So let's go. Bridge 1, the direct offer. Sell something clear. The first bridge is the most fundamental and the most key. You need something to sell. Not eventually, I mean now. Something specific, priced clearly, and connected directly to the problem that your content addresses. It does not need to be elaborate. It could be a 90-minute workshop, a 40-page guide, a 90-day coaching package, a template library, a 1-hour consulting call, something that takes the transformation your content hints at and delivers it completely. That is what I do, basically. The offer must answer one question in your audience's mind. If I want to go deeper, to actually move to solve this problem for real, where do I go? If your content does not have a clear answer to that question, every view you generate is a leaking bucket. People arrive, they receive something, they leave, and the value flows entirely in one direction. The direct offer seals the bucket. One practical note on pricing. Most new creators underprice by a factor of 3. They are so afraid of the no that they price for yes at any cost. And in so doing, they signal low value, attracts low commitment buyers, and undermine the authority that they have spent months building. Price for the transformation, not the transaction. Bridge 2, the email list, own the relationship. If you are building an entire business on a platform that you do not own, you are renting a rented land. And rented land can be taken away. Algorithm changes, platform shutdowns, account suspensions. They are not hypotheticals in any way. They have happened, they're happening, and they will happen again. The email list is the only audience asset you truly own. Every subscriber on your email list is a direct, unmediated relationship between you and a person who has explicitly said, I want to hear from you. No algorithm decides whether they see your message. No platform policy controls the terms of access. You email, they receive. That simplicity is worth more than any follower count on any platform at all. This is what makes the email list the highest converting asset in the creator economy. Intent. The person who gives you their email address is not passively scrolling past your content. They made a deliberate decision. They type their address into a form and they press submit, which means they are telling you something about the seriousness of their interest. Email subscribers convert to paying customers at a rate that dwarfs social media followers. Not by a small margin at all, I mean by orders of magnitude. Build the list. Make it the first thing you direct your audience toward. Create something genuinely valuable, a guide, a framework, a resource that they receive in exchange for their address, and then show up in their inbox consistently with the same quality of thinking you bring to your public content. The list is not just a monetization tool. It is your business immune system. It is what keeps you standing when everything else changes or crumbles. Bridge 3, the community. Monetize belonging. This is something the creator economy has proven over and over again. People will pay for belonging long after they stop paying for information. Information is abundant. It is everywhere. On YouTube, everywhere. It is often free and its value depreciates with every passing month as more of it flood every platform. But belonging, the experience of being part of something, of being in a room with people who are on the same journey with you, of having access to the thinker you most want to learn from, that does not depreciate in any way. It appreciates because it is rare and because it is human. And because no algorithm has yet figured out how to replace the feeling of being genuinely seen by a community. A paid community, whether it lives in a Discord server or a Slack workspace or a Cycle platform or a Patreon tier, a monthly membership, is one of the most powerful revenue structures available for a creator because it generates recurring income, not a spike on launch days followed by silence. I mean a steady, predictable monthly flow that grows as the community grows and that your business can be built on top of. The community offer is not for everyone. It requires a genuine commitment to presence, to showing up for your members, to facilitating connection, to maintaining the quality of the space. But for the creator who is willing to make the commitment, a paid community is often the most sustainable and most personally meaningful income stream you will ever build. Just ask yourself at this moment, What would a room of the most committed people in my audience look like? What would we do together in that room? What problem would we solve together? What transformation would being in that room make possible? That answer is the product. Bridge 4, the partnership. Get paid for your reach. Brand partnership, sponsorship, and collaborative deals are the income stream many creators think of first, and most creators misunderstand it most badly. This is the misunderstanding. Creators approach partnerships as advertising. You pay me, I promote you, transaction complete. But the creator who earn the most from partnerships approach them as alignment. They work only with brands whose values, products, and audiences genuinely overlap with their own. They integrate partnership into their content in a way that serves their audience. So the sponsorship feels like recommendation, not a commercial break. They bring the same quality of thinking to the partnership content as they bring to everything else they make. And the results, of course, we all know the result. The audience does not check out when the sponsor comes on because the sponsor was chosen and presented with the same care as the content that surrounds it. And the brand gets something worth paying for, not just impression, but the trust of an audience that trusts the creator. You do not need 100,000 followers to access partnership income. You need a specific audience with a specific problem and a specific level of engagement, and the confidence to approach brands with a clear, very clear value proposition. The value proposition is not your follower count. It is your audience's trust. Lead with that. Bridge 5, the service. Monetize your expertise directly. This is the bridge that moves most money and the one most creators overlook because it does not feel scalable. It is not scalable. This is exactly why it works. If your content has established you, for instance, as someone who knows something about brand strategy, about financial management, about design, about marketing, about any discipline that businesses and individuals need to improve, then there's a direct path from your content to consulting, coaching, or agency model that pays at a level no digital products can match in the early stages. A single consulting client at a serious price point can exceed 6 months of product revenue. A small retained client base, 3, 4, 5 clients who pay monthly for ongoing strategic support can generate the kind of income that makes everything else feels like bonus rather than a necessity. And your content is the proof of the concept. It is the portfolio. It is the thing that makes a potential client think, this person thinks at a level I want to access. I want them working on my problem. Don't wait until you feel like an expert to offer the service. You're already operating at a level that is valuable to someone. The question is whether you have made it easy enough for someone to find and hire you. Now, go make it easy. Now, the architecture, how the 5 bridges work together. This is the system that ties everything together. Your content attracts strangers. Your email list converts strangers into subscribers. Your direct offer converts subscribers into buyers. Your community converts buyers into members. I love that a lot. Your partnership monetizes your reach. Your service monetizes your expertise. You do not build all of these things at once. You build it in layers. It's not possible to build everything at once. Start with a direct offer and a way to capture emails. This is very important. Add the community when you have enough engaged subscribers to populate it meaningfully. Build towards partnerships as your audience grows and your authority establishes. Offer services in parallel with everything else because they require no audience threshold. Only expertise and the confidence to offer it. Each bridge reinforces the other. The email list drives product sales. The community deepens relationships that leads to service referrals. The service work sharpens the thinking that makes the content better. The content grows the audience that feeds everything downstream. This is not a content strategy in any way. I hope you know that. This is a business architecture. And the difference between a creator and a brand owner is simply whether they are built one. I want to end with this. The gap between where you are now and when you want to be financially as a creator is not a talent gap in any way. And I know you know this. It is not a follower gap. It is not a log gap. It is a decision gap, right? Somewhere between the content you make and the income you want, there is a decision that you have yet to make. You are yet to make that decision. The decision to treat your creativity as a business and not just a calling. The decision to build the offer before you feel ready. The decision to ask for the email address, to price the thing properly, to show up in someone's inbox and say, this is what I have, this is what it costs, and this is what it will do for you. That decision feels uncomfortable. A little bit, to be honest. Almost every version of it feels uncomfortable. Putting a price on your work feels uncomfortable. Asking your audience to pay feels uncomfortable. Thinking of yourself as someone whose time and expertise is worth serious money feels uncomfortable, but do it anyway. I do it, so do it anyway. Because this is what is on the other side of that discomfort. A business, a real one. The kind that gives you option. The kind where the income is not a happy accident, but a predictable result of a system you designed and built and understand. The kind where your creativity is not in tension with your livelihood, but in service of it. You have the audience, you have the content, you have the expertise. Now, build the bridge, and I'll see you on the other side. I really want to see you on the other side. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're able to get one or two value, I know you were able to get one thing. Please like this video, share, subscribe to this channel. Guys, I have many wonderful things in stock, truckload of wonderful things to share with you, and I pray the video help reach more creators, and it would help me as the creators who have invested so much time and research into creating this video. It would help me. Thank you so much. As always, I will see you in my next one. Bye.